Y'all get in here. Get in here right now. Okay. Because season 17, episode 5 of Real Housewives of Atlanta has kicked it into gear. They might as well have called this episode Fight Night. Dallas Fight Club. Angela knocks out Pinky. Pinky fights outside her weight class. Whatever y'all want to call it, that's what happened. Angela knocked the girl out, straight TKO with her words, of course, because y'all know Miss Angela Oakley don't even have to raise her voice to get the girls together. It just comes off of her tongue like second nature. We're going to get into how badly she just totally obliterated Pinky with her words. Right after my intro plays, you guys, give the intro 21 seconds to go ahead and play. In that time, take the time to like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave me a 1 in the comments if it's your first time here, and a 2 if you're returning, just so I know and I can kind of give you guys a proper welcoming. Okay, I would appreciate that. Here's the intro. Meet me on the other side, 20 seconds. Everyone knows the best conversations happen in hair salons. And guess what, beauty? It's your appointment time. So grab your drink, grab your wine, grab your friends, and let's talk. My name is Tanya. I'm your host, and this is Sweet Tea. Thank you guys for joining me here in the suite. I'm actually at my house this evening because it's a Monday night and I didn't work today, but I just wanted to get this recap out, you guys, because this is like the first time that I feel like the show is actually getting to the meat and potatoes of the season. Up until now, it's been kind of them laying out their storylines, kind of the drama building up. And in last week's episode, Cynthia told the girls again, they talked about going on this trip to Dallas to celebrate Cynthia's tequila line, in which she partnered with the Maloof family, Adrienne Maloof from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, to do this tequila line. So they're going to Dallas because Dallas is their biggest market. Okay. So the pregame. Cynthia, Phaedra, and Adrienne Maloof get together and they're discussing the Dallas trip. Okay. They end up doing a toast to big hair, big business, and big black cherries, which Phaedra said black cherries reminded her of her vagina. Y'all know how Phaedra is. Always got to be something nasty. Here's the clip.
Sounds like my vagina. Yeah. What's cheers? Yes. Big hair. Big hair. Big business. Yes. And big black cherries.
So before that, though, they were kind of giving Adrienne a rundown of the girls in the group and, kind of a little background about all the girls. And Phaedra let it be known that she considers Pinky an odd bird, is how she described her. Yeah, watch the clip.
Pinky, she's a different bird now. Too. Is she? Oh, yeah. I hate telling everybody I eat meat. What? Yes.
You told me over the phone you were thinking of filing bankruptcy.
Now, who cares? Child, do you have some money in your bank account? That's what I need to know.
I can't even lie. Like, I kind of share those same sentiments with Phaedra as far as who cares. It's been like every episode Pinky has talked about her bankruptcy. And I understand that's going to be her storyline for the season. But again, it's like, who cares? Like, that's your business. You have drug it out for this is the episode 5. Like, we've heard about her bankruptcy every single episode. We've heard about it so much and way more than her husband, as you guys all know. So I agree with Pinky, with Phaedra on that. Like, who cares at this point, Pinky? Just freaking file or don't, okay? But it's just so weird to me that Phaedra always has to return the conversations to her vagina. Right. And so I don't even know what they were talking about. Something about the damn tequila, and some kind of way black cherries came up, and Phaedra was like, sounds like my vagina. Like, I don't want to hear nothing else about Phaedra's vagina or her interest in anybody else's vagina for that matter. Because Phaedra, I don't know. It's like TMI at the wrong times. And it's given friend of, because again, it's Phaedra's vagina, her storyline, or is it her moans and groans because I still don't know where Phaedra's storyline is. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. So the girls, they all meet up at the airport. They have a private jet. Okay. Cynthia laid it out for these ladies. They have a private jet and they're supposed to come to the airport in theme. In theme, as in the Dallas show theme. Big hair. Y'all know Dallas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Big hair, big breast, or boobs out, big hair, Western clothes, but very demure, very much so sophisticated, because they're also blending it with the Dynasty theme and Diane Carroll, who we all know, or those of us who know, who are in the know, okay, know that Diane Carroll is a legend and a class act of a woman, of an actress. So they're supposed to come in theme, and the only ones that came in theme were Phaedra and Portia. They had the big hair, the boobs out, all that stuff. Shamea comes in a damn tennis skirt and a halter top, like she was going to play pickleball or tennis. It was cute, and it was Prada. At least the shirt was. It was super cute. Don't get me wrong, but it was definitely not Dallas themed. Okay. And in fact, Shamea said she didn't even know who Diane Carroll was, but she Googled her, or Dynasty, but she Googled her. I'm like, come on, Shamea. Come on, Shamea. You ain't that much younger than me. And I'm 46. So I definitely remember who Diane Carroll was in Dynasty and Dallas. So, but again, my grandmother watched that kind of stuff, and so did my mom. So maybe that's why I know. If you guys remember who those people are, or those shows in Diane Carroll, let me know in the chat too. So Angela missed the memo too. She shows up in a little regular, like a little khaki skirt and a little polo looking shirt or something. Pinky and Kay, surprisingly, it's their first girls trip, and I found that kind of weird for it to be their first girls trip ever, especially considering they're both in a sorority. I thought that's what sorority girls do. Thought they hang out and, you know, go on trips, do community service and mission work and all that stuff. So I thought that was kind of strange. But Pinky went on to say that she has very masculine energy and that she hangs with the boys. And Kay said that frankly she was terrified of going on a girls trip because of cattiness, and you never know what's going to come up, and somebody might be talking about something that happened in 2006. 2006, Kay? Isn't that when around the same time that Portia said she was over there with R. Kelly? And you was cutting that album with R. Kelly? Is that a precursor to what's going to happen later on in the season? Because I told y'all in another video that K. Michelle and Portia are supposed to get into it behind R. Kelly. So is that y'all know these confessionals? You got to know. If you've been watching Real Housewives for a while, like I have, and you got to know these confessionals and everything that the producers put into the clips is a hint for what's to happen next, what's to come, or some behind the scenes tension. So for her to just mention that year, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that she's letting us know that it's about to be some mess between her and Portia later on behind R. Kelly in the year 2006. So let's remember that, you guys. Let's make a mental note of that 2006 reference, okay?
Terrified to be traveling with women for the first time. A bunch of hormones, cattiness, a bunch of you did this in year 2006. But I'm here and I'm ready to be open-minded.
Okay, remember that. So anyways, they leave the airport, they get on the private jet, and Pinky has everyone holds hands, and she does the prayer, and the prayer was very long-winded according to the girls. So Drew said that she gave a old nasty Kojic type of prayer, and the kind where the preacher keeps saying we're gonna get out of here real quick and they never really get out of there. Yeah, that kind of prayer. So, but anyways, I don't blame Pinky. I'm definitely praying before a trip, before I get on the plane. I'm praying for safe travels, okay? Because you never know what could happen. I want to make sure I die on the right side with the Lord, okay? Open up the gates, Jesus. And so they end up making a cheers to, and K. Michelle leads the cheers, and they cheers to friendship, safe sex, and paychecks. Okay, I like that. I said I'm gonna start using that one myself. Cheers to friendship, safe sex, and paychecks. I love that. So Pinky starts talking about the dang bankruptcy again. Okay. It's saying how she makes no money on paper and she couldn't file chapter 13 because of this. And she couldn't file chapter 7 because she has to be able to show how she can pay it back and all this stuff. And, whatever. Her bankruptcy is all about Pinky. That's what I'm gathering. It's all about Pinky. Okay. Um, and everyone's kind of listening, and Angela chimes in and says that she bankruptcy wasn't really worth it to her because with bankruptcy they're all up in business. The IRS has to come over and eat dinner with you, not really, but for real, like they all up in your business. And so she said it wasn't worth it to her, and it was not her ministry. She lost $2 million of her own personal money, but she did try to file bankruptcy to save her houses, but it just was not worth it to her. Okay, so let's make that very clear. She did not file bankruptcy. And Shamea, on the other hand, just can't relate because her only problem right now is getting through the Chick-fil-A line while it's still breakfast. Okay, and so it is making her kind of second guess her whole tequila line. Is it tequila that she's doing? Rum line that she's doing, rum bum or whatever. Because it's scary because who wants to go into business to have to file bankruptcy? But Pinky also lets us know that it's not a failure, it's just a restructuring, and that the other people do it all the time. And that is true. Lots of business people file bankruptcy. I think our own president, Donald Trump, has filed bankruptcy at least 3 times and has continued to live the life of a multimillionaire. So, I mean, hey, if the law works for you and it works, why not? So, who was it? Cynthia. Cynthia ends up asking Kay if she and her husband signed a prenup, and Kay says that they didn't because not that she trusts her husband because she believes all men cheat, but her husband doesn't take anything from her. He doesn't take anything when she tries to offer it or tries to do anything. He really is just the dentist and a regular guy who doesn't even have social media. And she said that because of that, it's not as easy to catch him cheating. So she has to, but at least she knows that people can contact him through social media, And I was just thinking to myself, like, why get married if you believe that all men cheat? Like, why get married if you feel like you have to police the things that your husband does or people who he talks to, or, you're going into it with the wrong attitude and with no prenup. So you went into it with no prenup with a man who you believes will eventually cheat because you believe that all men cheat. That was not a smart move for Kay. I don't know what the hell that was about, but I think that she should be smarter than that. And I don't know if she's just saying that mess to, like, as a defense mechanism. Like, I would never think that he wouldn't cheat on me. So I might as well just say that all men cheat. But I personally don't believe that all men cheat. I don't believe that. I can't believe that all men cheat. I believe that a good majority do, but I don't believe that all men cheat. I refuse to put that all blanket statement over all men. Okay, so anyways, to take a sprinter from the airport to the house. Okay, and Cynthia had like a red carpet, honey, come from to walk them into the sprinter. She had the red carpet rolled out and they had a nice little sprinter van. And so at one point when they get in the van, they get to talking, and they asked Drew about her date with Black. And she says that he bought her 200 long stem roses, but they didn't even kiss, and that they're still friends. And she goes on to say that, he didn't mind being on the phone for 3 hours or whatever because he enjoyed himself because he knows this person and he knows that person and he knows Kay. And Kay let it be known that she don't know him. She don't know him. Okay. Said that, and then they flash back to when they were at the party and Drew let Kay see Black in the phone, and Kay was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And Black was like, "It's good to see you." And Black was like, "Hey, my love." So he called her my love in front of Drew, which makes me believe that either Kay is exaggerating him being flirtatious or him trying to get with her in her DMs, because maybe he says my love to everyone. Maybe she took it the wrong way, or maybe he and Drew really are just friends and he didn't think anything of saying my love to someone he's trying to shoot his shot out in front of his friend Drew. Okay. So either way it goes, I can see how that could cause some tension later on, because I personally don't think that Black was that interested in K Michelle. I don't. And in her confessional, Kay goes on to call Drew a bimbo and says, like, I don't know that man. I don't know that man. And Black, and so I'm like, okay, maybe bimbo was her word. I don't know. Maybe bimbo was her word. But only a very insecure woman, or one that's doing it for television would even bring up those text messages, because they seemed innocent to me, especially when those text messages are between you and someone who you believe is trying to court another girl on the show. Like, what is the point in bringing up those text messages, right? So either she's doing it because she wants it to be known that somebody else is trying to holler at her, or she's doing it to embarrass Drew for the show. But either way it goes, I don't think that it was I don't think he meant anything by it. I think honestly she's probably embarrassing herself, because I think he calls everybody my love. And I think Kay took it personal. He seemed like he was more fanning out than trying to get with her in the messages that I saw. He was telling her she did good, keep singing, lock my number in. That don't mean he's trying to get with her. I don't know. She said that he was saying she was fine and all that, but she didn't show those messages. Those receipts were not shown on camera. Not saying he didn't send them, but we didn't see that. Okay. So anyways, on the trip, they stopped to use the bathroom, and Shamea has another cringe moment when she tells us that she'll be peeing in a cup, and explains to us that because her family was truckers, she grew up peeing in a cup on the road because truck stops can be very nasty. So if they just pee in the cup, then they don't have to, and then flush it in the toilet, they don't have to worry about actually touching the public bathroom. Yeah, she explained all that.
So we're truckers. Rest stops are not clean. You want to put a cup in there. That way it catches all the urine, and you can just kind of pour it in the toilet. That way you don't even touch any of that drama. Shamea.
We traveled when I was a kid. We used to drive cross country in the summertime. We had to stop at bathrooms and rest areas and stuff, and they're not always the nicest, of course, but I never knew that trick to pee in the cup first and flush it. Kind of makes sense unless you're getting pee all over your hand, but you're gonna wash your hands anyways. But whatever. She said that her family was truckers, and so she learned that trick growing up. But okay, I digress. Let's get this show on the road. So they finally arrive at the house, La Casa de Fe, also known as House of Faith in Dallas, you guys. And the house is beautiful. They tour the main house. The house has 3 properties on it, or the property has 3 houses on it. The main house, a tiny house, and then a pool house. So first they tour the main
Black,
house.
I know what, Black.
At Portia's house, she greeted him with, "Hey, Black."
Hi. Hello. It's good to see you.
That to me says you okay.
Y'all saw that? Like, yeah, that was how Kay greeted Black at the party, but now she don't know him. Right? That clip was out of order, though. Let me show y'all the main house. Here's the main house.
Wow. Oh my God. This is beautiful.
Did y'all see that spread? Like, I love a good charcuterie board or grazing table personally, and I would love to be greeted with one. So that alone would have got me, baby. I'm sitting down taking a seat. I don't care where my room is. I'm taking a seat in this bad boy, okay? I'm taking a seat and I'm eating. Here's the tiny house.
The main house is giving main character energy. In the tiny house, honestly, it's not that offbeat. I mean, I think it's also lit. This is a
Y'all know on these trips, the room situation is always a situation. Okay. So now we have this big main house. We have the tiny house that is 1 bedroom, and we have a pool house.
2-bedroom situation, recreation area, and I thought,
Kelli and Shamea. I'm just gonna be honest.
Definitely got the worst end of the deal.
You guys never have a
Oh man, I thought I had a clip of the pool house over here. I know I do. Anyways, the pool house is a pool house, okay? But it's got 2 bedrooms, it's got a pool table, it's right off the pool, and it's got a full kitchen in there. So Cynthia, everybody's kind of like when they're touring the pool house, like, oh my God, who's going to get the pool house? Nobody really wants to be in the pool house. I don't understand why, though. Personally, I would have loved to be in the pool house because it's right by the pool. So if you want to go out there all night and be in the pool and then go crash in the house afterwards, you can do that, right? But you know these girls, it's all about size, quantity, and the visuals. So nobody wants to be in the pool house. So when they get back to the main house and they start talking about it, that's when Cynthia tells them that Shamea and Kelli are going to the pool house. And she was like, when I saw the pool house, I thought about these 2 people who are so close and they can't be separated and they're always together. And I immediately thought about about Shamea and Kelli. So you saw Shamea's response. She was like, they got the short end of the stick. She's not happy about it at all. And neither is Kelli, to be honest with you.
You know how you get a Christmas gift that you don't want your mom, so you gotta be grateful. You gotta show that you're grateful.
Why would you put me in the pool house?
Okay, cheekbones. I got you.
Where the rest of them?
Y'all, I don't understand why it would be a big deal to go to the pool house. Like, I would totally want to go to the pool house. But she also put Pinky in the tiny house because she said that she believes that Pinky appreciates her solitude. Okay. So, again, Shamea and Kelli end up getting the pool house. They were not happy about it at all. And it really did kind of divide the group because now you have Pinky, Shamea, and Kelli all staying away from the main house. In the main house, we have Cynthia, Drew, Angela. Drew and Angela are close. We have Portia and Phaedra, who are also close. And we have K. Michelle, who was kind of by herself as far as that whole dynamic goes, at least for right now, right? So if she would have put Drew and Angela in the pool house, then we would have Kelli and Shamea in the main house with Portia and Phaedra, who they beefing with, right? So there could have been a lot of drama, but it might not have been a lot of fun. So I really think that Cynthia did the best that she could as far as that goes. But I also wonder why they just couldn't bunk up in the rooms. Like, if it's that big of a deal, like, heifer, move over. I'm sleeping with you. You know, like, if it's that big of a deal, Phaedra and Portia could have very well had shared a room, which would have given an extra room, right? And then Pinky and Kay could have shared a room. And then Shamea and Kelli could have shared a room. They could have all been in the main house, you know? But I guess they too good for that. But it's not that big a deal. Like, that's what girls' trips are about. That's what a girls' trip is about. But you have Kay and Pinky who have never been on a girls' trip. You got Shamea who acts like she ain't used to nothing but the best of everything. You got Kelli complaining about the size of the bed, and we all know she's little bitty anyways. Like, it's just not that big a deal, though. If they would just relax and chill out, like, it would be so much smoother. But everybody is so big on who got something better than me, and is it personal? And that's because they know that they're not real friends to each other, and they know the shady things that they do behind each other's backs and to each other's faces. So nothing can be done and just seen as it is just because it is, right? Or it's just done because that's the way the chips fell. Everything has to be taken so personally. And y'all going to see later on in this recap and later on in the episode how personal things got, how personally things were taken, which led to the big brawl between Angela and Pinky at the dinner table. So anyways, the rest of the ladies go, they pick their own rooms. They were all happy about the rooms. Kelli and Shamea go to the pool house, and they go to put their feet in the pool after discovering that there's a stain on the comforter in the pool house, and that the pool house has not been thoroughly cleaned, to at least not to their standards. Okay, so Angela comes to see them, and they're sitting out by the pool. And where is it? Yeah. They're sitting out by the pool. Y'all, I can't see. That's why I'm like squinting and like looking over to see my clips or whatever. Because my vision is like, oh, it's getting so bad. It's getting so bad. But so Angela goes to see them at the pool. They got their feet in there. They're teasing her. And they're like, you don't have a wristband to get into like our amusement park or whatever. And Angela's teasing back and saying that security let her in, and that she wasn't surprised that they got the pool house because they're so close, right? And so Kelli was getting some major jabs in this scene too. I ain't gonna even lie. And so one of the things that she said was that Phaedra and Portia are also close, so she doesn't understand why freaking Frack couldn't be in the pool house. And then she also called them whack. She said that Frick and Frack is whack.
Oh, hey. Frack is whack. Oh, from your mouth, not mine.
Both have equal amounts of whackness. Portia's wacky. The girl had the man sitting at the head of the table of her ex-husband's house. Phaedra, I love her dearly, but she just trying to be with a whack.
Not freaking Frack is whack. But she ain't lying about Portia having that man sitting in at the head of the table in her ex-husband's house. She ain't lying about that. But she went on to say that Phaedra know Portia whack, but she doesn't want to be around her whack friend. So Phaedra doesn't want to be on the show, to be honest with you. And Phaedra thought she'd be able to come back in there and start that freaking Frack shit, and they pick up right where they left off. But again, for Phaedra, it's given friend of the show. It's given Portia's sidekick. Okay? If it wasn't Portia, it would have been Shamea. If it wasn't Phaedra, it would have been Shamea if they didn't fall out. Like, Portia don't really care who her sidekick is as long as she have one. But Shamea made it very clear that Kelli speaks for herself. In other words, I didn't say that. Don't go tell them I said that mess. But Kelli like, hell yeah, I'm gonna talk mess as long as I have to sleep in Shasha's bed. Shasha being the little dog. And then she says that she knows that Angela's gonna go run back in Charles's shoes and tell the girls what they said or what she said. And she was running, and then she was like, wait a minute, Charles' shoes gonna be bigger than that, and his knees bad. So she started running slower, like she acting like she was Angela, gonna go run back and tell the girl. I said, Kelli be getting in her little licks. Kelli be getting in her little licks, honey, on a slick, and people be letting them slide. But Kelli is funny to me. Kelli is very funny to me. Let's see here. Let's see. So they go inside too, and Shamea calls Gerald, and she's telling Gerald all about the stain on the sofa, on the bed, and he is laughing at them, honestly. And he gets off the phone really quick, and it's like, can I call you right back? And she was like, yeah, from your thoroughly cleaned house. Baby, they mad about that house being dirty. They're gonna keep on talking about it too. And at the end of this, the scene from next week, Cynthia gets pissed, and she's like, can y'all just stop talking about it? Like, she's going to have the house cleaned. She's going to have the room cleaned. And the ladies have decided that they're going to spend the night in Pinky's tiny house. And it's going to all be good the next day. But of course, they got to drag it on. You know, everybody got to have a problem and act like they're not used to bunking up and sleeping on pallets and stuff. But these are black girls from the South. I know damn well they done made some pallets before on the floor and slept and bunked up and slept in the bed with their cousins and everything else. I know me and my cousins do. Hell. In fact, I can't wait till our family reunion comes up so we can have our little sleepovers. My cousins, one of my little cousins, we were together a couple of months ago, and we grew up together. And to me, she's like my little doll. Like, she's like 4 years younger than me, and I just love her so much. Love all of them. But she was teasing me because we stayed together, and I had a room with a big bed that me and my mom were sleeping in, and then she came and spend the night with us, and so she was going to sleep on the couch. And first I was telling her, I was like, you can go sleep in the room with my mom. And then eventually I got on the sofa with her, and I was like, scoot over. And she was like, you got that big old bed in there. You gonna share the couch with me? I'm like, yeah, we're about to share the couch. Like, that's the whole point in having a sleepover, is being together, But I guess they too grown and too bougie to have that good kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? So they also discovered that the food was being prepared in their kitchen. So Kelly's like, so I guess y'all cook all the food over here, huh? Y'all don't go to the main house. And the chef just started laughing. And again, though, I would have been so cool with that, because I would have been eating as they was cooking, put me a little something to the side, have it in the fridge for my little midnight snack. You know what I'm saying? You got to worry about waking up the whole house when you get up, rummaging through the fridge at nighttime. Like, they are tripping and making a mountain out of a molehill, in my opinion. Okay. So the next scene is the dinner party from hell. Dun, 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 dun. Here it goes, you guys. Here it goes. Here comes the meat and potatoes of the episode and the main event. Yeah. So Portia and Pinky arrive first to dinner. Now keep in mind, Portia is wearing like white pants, white tank top, a bunch of jewelry, big hair. That's the outfit. Pinky has on like a blue bodycon dress or something. Okay. So they arrive at dinner first, and Portia asks if she checked on the other girls. Phaedra joins them, and Pinky starts telling them that the other girls are not coming. They're not coming. So Shamea and Kelli are not coming to dinner because the pool house is not clean, so they cannot shower and change their clothes. But I'm thinking, just go to Pinky's tiny house and shower and change, or just go to the main house and do it. It's not that big a deal, right? It's not that. And the dinner is at the house, by the way. Dinner is at the main house. It's not like they have to get up and get dressed and go to a restaurant and be around other people. It's them and the camera people that they've been around all day. So what the big deal is, I am not understanding at all. I'm not understanding it. Let's see. I'm not understanding it. And then she also says that Kay's glam didn't show up, so she's not going to dinner at the big house either. Okay? Now, Kay looked fine to me. I could see if they were leaving the house again, but they just going to be amongst each other, and they're being filmed anyway. So who the F cares if you have you still being filmed? So who cares if you're being filmed by the pool without your glam, or you're being filmed at the dinner table without your glam? But that further speaks to the insecurities that K Michelle has, right? Because if she can't go to dinner without having her glam redone, because I'm sure it was done that morning before the flight, and having somebody else to style her to go sit at dinner amongst these people because she knows that they're going to be picking her apart, or she fears that they're going to be picking her apart. Because again, the camera is still in your face. You're still being filmed, whether you're at the pool with Shamea and Kelli or you're at dinner. Okay. So here's that scene.
Care about how the cleanliness of it all.
I totally apologize. I didn't know it was.
No, it's not your fault. Staying on the sheets, like
What? No.
it's
The
not
place,
conducive.
I
No.
definitely felt
And
like
anybody
it
who
needs to be
stayed in
clean.
there would feel the same way. You know what I'm saying?
100%,
Anybody.
100%.
And
And
So that was the ladies letting Cynthia know that they would not make it to dinner because of their accommodations, and that they could not get their showers to get dressed or whatever. Let me also say, Angela looked really good when she walked up in this scene. Angela had on like this gold dress. She was shiny. She looked really good, but I wish her hair would have been up or out of her face. I felt like it was just too much right there. Like, I would have liked to see it in a sleek ponytail, or even just a little messy bun, little updo, just something out of her face, because the hair and the dress were very similar in colors. And then her skin is also very bronzy. So it was a lot going on. But the dress was beautiful and her body was like tea. It looked really, really good. Her skin was glowing. It looked really, really good. Okay. So when Cynthia came up, they were still discussing the whole pool house thing. And she said that she talked with the ladies about it. And then that's when they showed that flashback to them actually telling her that about the accommodations, right? And so Pinky is defending them. But at the same time, she's very happy with her own accommodations. And she says that she's going to give them her room for the night and that Kay's going to stay with, and that she would stay with either Kay or Cynthia. So it made me think about, Kay and her behind issues, right? Her butt issues, the leakage of it all. Like, how does Kay sleep? Does she sleep bandaged up? Does it leak in the middle of the night? How does that work? Right? So I could understand Kay, if anybody, wouldn't want anybody in the bed with her because she's having medical issues. So if she didn't want, I could totally understand if she didn't. She would actually get a pass. Like, I'll be like, I'm gonna sleep in here with Cynthia. But Kay ends up joining Shamea and Kelli by the pool, so she's not going to the party, to the dinner party. She joins them with drinks, and she looked fine to me, y'all. Like, her glam, I think she could have made it without the glam, but she explains that she can't even do her own makeup and she can't do her own hair. But to me, she still looked fine for the dinner party.
Thank you. I feel like I look a mess though, y'all.
Oh my gosh.
I'm looking okay. And I've been asking about glam. I'm trying to figure out glam.
Yeah. So she starts talking about she's trying to figure out glam and all that. And then Kelli opens up to the two ladies about the fact that her ex had a press conference earlier that day and people were holding up signs talking about his parental rights or his rights as a father. And she was saying that it's not even so much that he wants to spend time with the kids. It's more about him wanting to make her life an inconvenience, and that he's also stopped the girls from filming. So Kelli kind of started crying, and Shamea and Kay were there to comfort her. And Kelli says that she's actually hit rock bottom. And you guys, this was like a real life scene, a genuine scene. And I appreciated it because often we get these scenes that seem to be so contrived and a lot of acting going on. And this scene, to me, this scene seemed genuine. And I liked the fact that Kay and Shamea were there to comfort her, because that's what girlfriends do.
And you can cry.
Okay.
That's okay. You've been going through like
You
a lot
gotta
of
get it
stuff.
out.
I've hit rock bottom. My room is rock bottom. My life is rock bottom. Everything about this trip is not what I envisioned it to be.
Let's pray for Kelli. Pray for Kelli and her kids and their well-being, and just her livelihood, her business, and all of that, okay? So meanwhile, over at the big house, dinner is being served, and they are starting off with a beautiful spring salad, followed by a Chilean grilled sea bass, and they have a vegan risotto option for Pinky. Okay, the food is actually a sampling or a tasting of what will be served at the gala, and at the gala, every dish will be paired with a different tequila. So Pinky is asked Pinky asked like why she felt like a spokesperson for everyone, because she was kind of relaying why everyone wasn't there, because everyone knew that she had been over there to see the ladies. Okay. And so the ladies were saying it's because you have the tea, because you're over here, you're over there. And then she asked Cynthia if there was any intentions behind the room arrangements. And Cynthia's like, no, like I just thought that they would like it, you know?
And you can cry.
Okay.
That's okay. You
Mad about their comment about freaking fried because you got Don't Carry On, which would be Portia and I.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Y'all know Angela went back and told them too. Y'all know Angela went back and told them that the girls that Kelli called Phaedra and Portia whack. Freaking frack is whack. Yeah, you know she been told that. So when Pinky comes to the table, though, she got like big sis energy. Like she wants to know, was there any intentions behind it? Cynthia says no, like it was because they're close. And but again, so is Phaedra and Portia. But it wouldn't have made sense to put Phaedra and Portia over there. But Cynthia says when they FaceTimed her too, they didn't have the same energy that Pinky has for her. And Pinky only needs to be worried about the tiny house that she's in, right? Right? And so Angela says that she went to go visit them and that they were questioning why they were chosen for the pool house. Like, was there any intentions behind it? And she mentioned that they said that freaking frack were whack. Okay. And so this is Phaedra's response to that.
Mad about their comment about freaking frack because you've got Don't Carry On, which would be Portia and I, and then you've got Andre. Ren and Stimpy are whack.
Shamea and Kelli felt like it might have been a little big.
That was so fun. Y'all know Phaedra, but Phaedra is turning out to be like a confessional gangster. Phaedra not saying nothing in ladies' faces, okay? She's saying a lot of mess behind people's back, a lot of and ahn and oohing and ahn and faces and all that stuff, and she coming with it in the confessionals. But I want to hear her tell Portia if they got pulled for the money, they got the money for the... I want her to tell Portia that to her face, because Portia seems to be very sensitive this season about being called a slut or a homewrecker or whatever the case is. So, so I want Phaedra to tell Portia that, to her face. And so she's saying that she and Phaedra and Portia are like Don Perignon, freaking frack, okay? While Shamea and Kelli are like Andre. Y'all know they cost $10. And are Ren and Stimpy. Hilarious. So Drew asked Portia if she and Kelli had the opportunity to talk, and then Pinky chimes in and asks if they were gonna talk, and Portia pretty much makes it be known like, well, I sent Kelli flowers and y'all saw Kelli's response. Like she said that it was broken flowers from a broken person. And then Kelli goes on to ask Phaedra and Portia, like, what about y'all? Like, are you guys going to talk about the issue? Because it was some unresolved issues with you guys too, And then Pinky goes on to ask Portia as well if she said what she said to Kelli about her sleeping with a married man because of Kelli asking her about stealing Simon from Fallon. And Portia was like, yeah, Kelli said the exact same thing to me, except it wasn't true. It wasn't? So Portia's trying to say that what she said about Kelli was true, but what Kelli said about her wasn't true. But we all seen it. Portia. What we have not seen is those receipts that you claim you have that prove that Kelli was over there with that married man. But we all know that Portia was over there with the married man. We know that, okay? So Angela says that she's just trying to figure out what the appeal is in screwing somebody's husband. And I'm with Angela on that. It's like, what is the deal here? What is the deal? I'm not understanding what the appeal is in just screwing somebody's husband.
You're bringing a sense of hostility, like.
I thought I had that clip.
And you can cry.
Mm-mm.
Not like you.
Okay. I know I had it. I guess I didn't put that on here either. Shit. Okay. Anyways, y'all know what you could imagine. So she was just like, I'm just trying to figure out what the appeal is with that Kelli and Portia have for sleeping with somebody's husband, because as a married woman, I respect marriage and I don't get it. And I understand what she means. Like, I'm a product of a 49-year marriage. My parents were married for 49 years. And I too do not understand how people so carelessly sleep with married people. Like, it's no big deal. They have no respect for the unity of marriage. And that bothers me. So I'm with Angela on that. And because of that, I would be side-eyeing all of them heifers. Anybody who I think is cool with it, you can only trust a person like that so far. You can only trust them so far. You can only trust them with a limited amount of information about your relationship to, or about your husband or your issues or whatever, because you just never know what they thinking or how they thinking or how that's gonna go. So I get it. So anyways, there's still some unresolved issues in the group. And so Pinky asked, Portia asked if Pinky and Phaedra were good. So Phaedra continued to deny that she said that Pinky eats meat, and Pinky is still wondering who said it, and reiterated that it could hurt her business. And they flashed back to Kelli saying that she saw Pinky eating a steak. Okay. Shamea, in her confessional, admitted that she might be wrong about the situation because Phaedra records everything on her Apple Watch. And so Phaedra might actually be right, and that she might have to apologize for this situation again. Oh my gosh. So back at the pool house, the ladies are discussing Kay's country album, and Kay's explaining to them the difference between country music world and the hip hop and R&B world. And she's saying that she's continuing to write as life is happening because she writes about life, right? So she can always be adding out songs to the album. And then Cynthia goes to check on the ladies and to clear up any confusion, because again, Pinky is bringing it back to the table like the ladies are really upset about their accommodations, but Cynthia is not necessarily getting that same energy from them. And Kelli reiterates that they are good friends but not dirty friends, and Cynthia makes a joke about that and says that she's going to have their rooms properly cleaned. So Pinky says that it's giving a house divided, and Angela says that Pinky stays on ready and it's giving bothered, and then all hell breaks loose. Let's run that clip. Here we go.
You're bringing a sense of hostility, like she did this.
I love Cynthia.
I know, but I think there was a situation where you were almost attacking us or attacking her for picking the room.
But I don't know y'all like that. I'm getting to know y'all, so like this is new for me.
So Pinky, I don't think that Pinky necessarily means anything by it. I think that Pinky is used to being a boss, and that Pinky talks how she talks. And Pinky is probably used to managing people and getting to the bottom of things. So she's very straightforward. And then she's also Jamaican. And sometimes island girls be very straightforward, right? Where we sometimes American girls seem to beat around the bush and kind of fake it till we make it, and the island girls are just more direct, at least in my experience, and so Pinky just came at them straight up like, what's up, right? And so, but at the same time, it's not really her business. So it's like, why are you so bothered by something that don't even involve you? And so that's pretty much what Angela asked her, like, why are you bothered? Why are you bothered?
Are you bothered?
Not by you, absolutely not. For what?
Wait, this is
turning. Why would I be bothered by you?
I'm asking.
You don't pose yourself as a threat to me.
I wasn't trying to be a threat to you, but you come across as bothered.
Man, there's nothing on you from head to toe that I'm...
So Pinky makes it all about Angela, okay? And says that she can never be bothered by Angela because she poses no threat to her. And everybody's looking all confused, like, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? And Portia says, like, this is going left, right? And Pinky has no interest in trying to calm it down at all. In fact, she ends up calling Angela a bitch.
Because you're getting bothered.
No,
and the way you took it left the answer to my question.
Definitely not bothered by you.
It wasn't about me, but you made it about me.
I never made it about you.
You made it about me.
These sounds as high as hell.
Wait, bitch.
When she said bitch, everybody was like, what? Bitch. And you can say bitch, and you can mean bitch, and it could be like sis. It could be like saying heifer. It could be like saying child, girl, girlfriend, but sometimes when you say bitch, it's like saying the N word with the hard ER, or the N word with the A at the end. It's a difference, there's a difference. And it's like bitch. It's like bitch, bitch, bitch. Like it's It's the way you say it, and it's the situation in which it's used in. But in an argument with somebody that just said that you are bothered and you use the word bitch, nah, boo. That's not a term of endearment. That is not a term of endearment, okay? At all. That is not a term of endearment. You was calling that girl a bitch, straight up.
It's a term of endearment. I am a bad bitch.
Bad bitch that doesn't pay her bills. I mean, how bitch you have
You can never touch the money that I've been touching. I need multi-million-dollar bills.
Multi-million-dollar bills.
I have a lot of.
I'm a bad bitch. A bad bitch that doesn't pay her bills. 1 point for Angela. Who got the point there? Okay. Who got the point there? Let's play. Okay. Now here's the fight. Let's set it up. It's the main event. Coming to the stage. In the left corner, we have Angela Oakley, standing about 5'11", 160 pounds, coming with a tongue of steel and words that will hit you like a right hand jab, okay? In the left corner, we have Pinky Cole, standing about 5'4", 160 pounds of nothing but vegetable meat. Who do you guys think is gonna win? Let's get ready to rumble. Let's go.
It's a term of endearment. I am a bad bitch.
Bad bitch that doesn't pay her bills. I mean, how bitch you have
You can never touch the money that I've been touching. I need multi-million-dollar bills.
Multi-million-dollar bills.
I have a lot of.
I could throw a rock and hit two people you owe. I have a multi-million-dollar business, multi-million-dollar bills. Round 1 goes to Angela Oakley. Round 2. Here we go.
I never cancel Christmas for my employees.
What are you talking about?
Baby, how you doing to cancel Christmas? You owe people.
What are you talking about?
You owe employees, baby.
I don't owe no employees.
You sure about
at
that?
all. How much do you owe your foreclosures?
I don't owe them anything.
They took them from you, baby.
You owe.
How much do you owe your foreclosures? You cancel Christmas. Don't you owe your employees? How much do you owe your foreclosures? I don't think you owe on a foreclosure, right? Round 2 goes to Angela Oakley. That's 2 points for Angela. Round 3.
Oh, everybody from the people across the street.
I owe you a new lace front.
Hey, Mr. Clean, don't do it, Papa Smurf.
And I
owe you a new lace front. Hey, Mr. Clean, don't do it, Papa Smurf. What y'all say? Angela or Pinky or a draw for round 3? I'm going to give him a draw for round 3 because I owe you a new lace front. That was pretty good. Don't do it, Papa Smurf. Not today, Mr. Clean. Lord Jesus. I'm gonna have to get that one to Angela too. Sorry, it's 3-0. It's 3-0, Angela. 3-0, Angela is up. Okay, round 4.
And I owe you some new veneers, okay? Because that overbite that you got going on right
Not
there.
the way your teeth go, Miko.
I know you
The
ain't
ancestral teeth you got. Don't do that.
This is a duel, honey, and I'm not sure.
I have never in my life heard anyone say you have incestuous teeth. Co-mingling teeth. I have never in my life heard that before. Okay? That one's going to have to go to Angela as well. Okay. So what is that? 5 for Angela. We had, what is that? Bitch that can't pay her bills, cancel Christmas, Mr. Clean, and the teeth. 4 Angela, 0 for Pinky. It's the fight Pinky started too. Mind you, this is the fight that Pinky picked with Angela. This is a fight that Pinky started. Angela just asked her if she was bothered, let her know she stayed on ready, and Pinky took it left, and Angela took it all the way to hell. Angela took it all the way to hell. And you know how that goes. When you know you losing, you get to cussing. And keep in mind, Angela ain't lost her cool not one time. She ain't stood up. She ain't raised her voice. She ain't changed the tone of her voice or anything else. Pinky, on the other hand, is bothered.
Bitch, I just want my bitch. No, you did. Cash. No, you did. Lies, you tell. You can kiss my ass. Hold on. You can kiss my ass.
It's the way that Portia was looking at the ass for me on that one, though. It's the way that Portia was looking at the ass. And then when Phaedra said that if you're going to stand up and tell somebody to kiss your ass, it needs to be a nice, rounded ass, okay? Not a flapjack. A ribeye steak, not a flapjack, I think is what she said. So, even though Pinky tried to hit below the belt on that one, she really should lose a point because she got up, but then she'd be negative in the boxing match. She'd be negative in the main event, right? Because she got up, which technically should be a violation. She should lose a point for getting up out her seat. And then it still failed. It still failed. And Drew called it.
In all of my years, never seen this before. And I've never seen somebody pursue a walk-off and then reverse Uno and sit back down. I don't know what she thought she was doing or what she thought she was going to do. But she ain't doing it.
Not reverse Uno. That's what she did, though. She got up like, baby, I'm done. Because she was getting tired. She was getting bothered. She was getting ate up. She was ready to tap out then. She got up like she was going to tap out. And then she thought about her corner. Because y'all saw at this point, Kelli and Shamea and Kaden came from down by the pool. They didn't heard the confusion. And they have come up there in their same clothes from this morning. Kaden came up there with no glam. Okay, but they're around the pool, standing up around the pool, getting filmed. At one point, Pinky and Shamea went on and sat on down. Not Pinky, Shamea and Kelli went on and sat on down at the table, made themselves comfortable and started eating, okay? So, but even before then, so you have them standing up there behind Pinky. So their Pinky was ready to retreat and tap out. Her corner was like, nah, get back in there. Get back in. Her trainers put that Vaseline on her face, patched up that little scar in her eye, and said, get back out there. Go in for another round. Okay? And then Pinky wanted to cry.
And I thought that I liked you too. I don't like you too. I don't like you.
Let me tell you why I don't like you. Because you sat in front of my face. No, and you just said something about the fact that I'm going through what I'm going through in my business.
You gotta give them.
You don't. You ain't
You gotta give them.
The thing about it is, though, Pinky been talking about her business this whole time. You've been giving them the ammunition, right? And then you said that you didn't really have to file bankruptcy. You wipe your ass with $87,000. You said that in the last episode. So are you broke or are you not? Should they feel sensitive or should they feel empathetic towards you or should they not? Is it a business strategy or is it not? Are you broke or are you not? It's confusing at this point. And the fact that you keep talking about it with everybody makes it fair game, sweetheart. And while I'm sure that cut deep, I'm sure it cut deep because it seems to be her claim to fame, right? And it seems to be a lot of worth wrapped up in if this business is successful or not. A lot of her self-worth is wrapped up in the success of this business. And I get that because it's her baby. It's for the first baby she birthed. Before she had kids, she had a business. And she birthed that bad boy, right? And then she grew it. And then she lost it. And then she got it back. So for somebody to be shitting on that and that experience and using that to throw in your face, it would definitely sting. But at the same time, Pinky started it. And she started it. And she said she wasn't bothered by Angela. Angela posed no threat to her. So why are you ready to cry now? And this when you know you have lost it, you start saying stupid shit. Watch this.
You're not that attractive.
It's clear that you're not. Take that wig off, take them lashes off, and take that lip off. Let's see how you look.
And I'll get the same man I
No, you're gonna look like a boy, Damon.
Who is Damon? Who is Damon? And so Pinky said something in that clip about Angela wanting her, and Angela was like, "I would never. You're not that attractive." And then that's when Pinky was like, "Take your wig off, take them lashes off, and take them lips off, and I bet you be looking like a boy, Damon." And everybody's just kind of like, "Who is Damon?" Again, it didn't land. It didn't land. And like Drew said, whatever she was trying to do, reverse Uno, whatever she was trying to do, baby, it did not land. It didn't land at all. And when you know you didn't effed up, the best thing to do is to tap out and try to be friends. And that's exactly what she did.
Like a peace offering. I don't want to argue with
I don't
you.
want to argue with you.
No, but if we can take it back, your tone. I'm not saying you bothered by me, and that wasn't what I was trying to say. Your tone does come across as aggressive.
Okay.
This was.
And Pinky knows Angela not lying, and I can guarantee you that that's not the first time Pinky has heard that. Keep in mind, Pinky's own husband told her that she was dominating, okay? That she had to be humbled, that she was used to saying whatever and people falling and flocking to her. Her husband told her that, okay? When she walked into Portia's house for the very first time, meeting people for the very first time, and Charles asked for clarity on her name. He was like, "Pinky?" "Yep, Pinky, that's my name," and kept on walking. "So where we sitting? You know? And like she said, she gives off masculine energy, and I'm glad that she's aware of it, because self-awareness is always important, right? And she does give off masculine energy. So Angela goes on to tell her something about having a girlfriend in the basement, and Pinky says, or who was that? Was that Pinky? I think it was Kelli, and her confessional was like, Angela need to be quiet, and she probably got a girlfriend in the basement too. She just don't know about it, you know? So it got ugly. And then at the end, they said that they didn't want to fuss with each other. But Angela was quick to kind of like regroup, and let's just bring it right on back to where we started here and let you know that you come off aggressive. Your tone comes off aggressive, right? And I find it interesting that she's saying that to her, because I don't know if aggressive is the right word. I think she's just very forward, and I think she's very blunt and straight to the facts, straight to the point. And sometimes we're used to beating around the bush, but I don't know that aggressive is the right word. I'm not sure that if that was said by someone other than a Black woman, that it would have been taken the same way, because you know how we don't like to be called aggressive, or so for someone to assume that our words or that our behavior is aggressive. So I think that it would be I think it's interesting that Angela could say that to Pinky and get away with it, or expect to get away with it. But if it were someone else saying it, we would be all over their asses, okay? And I'm not saying that Pinky don't come across as forward, but I don't know that aggressive is the right word. I haven't heard her threaten anybody, but the whole bitch comment, baby, that's because she was losing that war of words, and she just lost control. She lost total control. She forgot all technique. Okay, she went to windmilling. While Angela was still squaring up, and she got knocked out. That's basically what happened. Pinky went to windmilling, and Angela was still squaring up, and Pinky got knocked the fuck out with Angela's words. That is basically what happened. And Phaedra sums it all up for us.
This was not on my bucket list to be a part of the war of words between Angela and Pinky, but boy, has it been most satisfying to me. Oh my goodness, they are the same people. I love it. Both in a lot of debt.
Phaedra's so shady. She is so shady. What them being in debt got to do with their war of words? Like, you know, when you get to talking all big like that, that's exactly what some shit happened to you. And we don't know where Phaedra would be if Apollo wasn't the crook that he is, and if he wasn't the man that he is and took the fall for it. We don't know where Phaedra would be. So I think it's pretty, I don't like that whole haughty-taughty, you know, talk or whatever. Like, we're not going to make fun of nobody's financial situations, especially not when you know you're not clean. Like, Portia told Kelli. You know you not clean yourself. Phaedra knows she not clean when it comes to financial. She know damn well she not clean. And neither are her heirs. Her heir, the money her heirs gonna get ain't clean. We don't want to go there though. Let's not talk about the money the kids gonna get. Mm. And then, so poor Cynthia, y'all. She tried her best too. And Cynthia, as a friend of, is doing her thing. Okay, Cynthia is hosting events, hosting trips, putting out a product line, all while being a friend of and getting that friend of check. And I happen to show you guys any of her dirt. I love it for Cynthia. But it was the dinner from hell. And so she concedes it was the dinner from hell.
It was a dinner from hell. But as a lady of faith, I am just asking the Lord to ensure that we have a great time. And Shamea and Kelli leave me alone about Poop House and Pinky.
Okay. So the dinner from hell, and poor Cynthia's just hoping that they leave her alone about that damn pool house. But what do you guys think? You think they will? Because the clips from next week's episode, I don't think so. Because poor Cynthia, honey, 50 Cent came out and she had to snap on them real quick and let them know, shut the hell up or go to fuck home. Okay? Like, I got the damn room clean. What y'all still fussing about? What are we still talking about here? You know? But this other clip, you guys, next week is going to be even juicier than this week. And it's going to be round 2, but not between, or put it this way, not round 2, but we have another main event coming up. And the players or the boxers for this main event will be none other than Kelli and Portia. Here is the preview. Not scissoring, not a chili cheese Frito cuckoo. Chili cheese Frito cuckoo? Are you serious? Chili cheese Frito? It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. You guys can bet we're gonna be here talking about it right here in this suite. I hope you guys will join me next week. If you guys have watched this video to the end, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and give yourselves a thumbs up and let me know that you guys stayed to the end. I would really, really, really appreciate it, you guys. Until next time, from my suite to your screens. Peace out, beautiful people.